Welcome to episode 1 of Soaking Up the Synchros with Rox, Kez and Ali. So,
hi.
So we're going to do a little introduction, say who we are, and then we're just going to chat, aren't we? We've got a formula for this podcast, and the formula is that there is no formula, and we're going to be going with the flow, seeing what happens with it. But we've got so much between us that we're going to be talking about over time. So I'm Kerry, and I've just started my own website called Lily Libra, where I sell guided meditations, and I'm a Metatron colour therapist. And then we have Rox and Ali. If you want to introduce yourselves.
First, Rox.
Oh, sorry. Is Kerry frozen? Oh no, back. I'm Rox.
Oh no, you two are frozen.
With all things
The joy of Zoom.
We've got a bad internet connection going on.
Oh, you're all sped up then.
Yeah, you froze.
So start that bit again so we can edit it out.
You start your introduction again, Rox.
Oh, you two were frozen on mine.
This is it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't as easy as we thought, was it? Right, I'm Rox. I work with all things energy, but it kind of is everything, isn't it? Reiki. I make soaps, healing soaps that are Reiki infused. I work with crystals and energy healing. Over to Ali.
Right, okay. Well, what do I say now?
Oh,
yeah. Have you lost me?
You're there. I know you're
Right,
fine.
I can hear you now.
Hear me now.
Can you hear me now? I'm Ali. I've been through quite a lot of stuff in the past couple of years, so I've had to lose my spiritual connection a little bit, but I'm just gaining it back, really. I'm just starting to learn how to gain it back. But I've done Reiki 1 and 2, and I work with crystals. I'm quite witchy when it comes to potions and lotions and things like that. But
like it.
I'm interested to tell other people about how we all met and our strange connections that we have and our synchros.
Yeah, let's talk about how we met. When was it? What year was it that we all hooked up?
6 years ago. Must be 6.
2000.
I think it was end of 2014.
Yeah, about 2014.
I think.
Yeah, because Matilda was nearly 2, I think. So
yeah.
And
it was.
How old is she now, Ali?
9.
9. Yeah, then. Yeah. It's crazy. Oh, Kerry,
so we all met in pagan parenting group, didn't we? That's where we met.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And we started as students, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Testing out a course for Wicca, wasn't it? It was Wicca, the course.
Wicca or hedge witchery, I think it was at the time, wasn't it? To do hedge witchery. There was a lady that we all met through the group that offered us a course, and us girls, including 2 others, no, 3 others maybe, had signed up.
7 altogether at the start.
Mm.
Yeah.
It changed about a bit, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we realised it was about control rather than actually learning, it was more about control. So this certain person tried to separate us because we were chatting too much, and we weren't having it. And made our own little groups and spin-offs after that, didn't we, really?
Yeah. We were a coven for a while.
And we've all met in
rituals
real life
together. Yeah. And then we went to shamanic journey and meditating all together at the same time, didn't we? Which was pretty amazing.
Awesome. Yeah. because we connected on another level, didn't we? So that's why we're so close, I think, because we can connect. We were doing a lot of group meditations. Maybe not all 5 of us would join up at the same time, but usually 2 or 3 of us would.
Yeah.
And when we would do those meditations, we would get so many synchros that's when it was starting to get strange. And the more meditations we did, I think the more synchros we got happening, and the more that would connect us all up together. So
yeah, it was incredible. Yeah, and the idea for this podcast came about a few weeks ago, wasn't it, Rox? I was just chatting to Roxanne, and they tend to be on a Friday as well. It's Friday today, and we have Freaky Fridays.
It's always a Freaky Friday.
It does always seem to be a Friday where we just get so many synchros with each other. It's incredible. And Rox said about 3 weeks ago to me, yeah, I'm all right, I'm just soaking up the synchros. And I said, oh my God, that's a podcast title. And I think we all knew as soon as we heard that, we knew that we were going to do this.
It's a bit exciting. The Facebook, well, not Facebook, Zoom stops working, it's a bit delayed, isn't it? But we'll get there. We'll get through it.
Yeah. Should we say a prayer to the gods of technology?
Well, you know how it technology
work with us.
I've got my selenite here. I'll get my selenite wand out, put it on my laptop, and see if that helps it.
I've got some selenite here.
Oh,
made that for
good
me.
Plan.
Okay,
yeah. Need to be better prepared next
Let's get the selenite soaking up the whatever it is that's blocking these connections. Let's get our connections again.
Well, seems to be working, girls.
So yeah, the formula is there is no formula, and we're just going to each come with a basic idea of what we're going to talk about each week, or however often we do these podcasts. So
you want me to start?
You can start, Rox.
Or yeah,
and
then chip in at any point. Just
if
you've got anything to add or questions or whatever, just chip in. So because I wanted to talk about easy ways that you can fit meditation into your daily routine and make it a habit, because life's busy. We're all stressed. There's work, there's family life, there's running a house, and the biggest excuse or reason for not meditating tends to be, I haven't got enough time. Which we've all got enough time, really. We can link it to something else. So, and it's much more of a mainstream thing these days, meditation, and it's probably needed more now than ever with everything that's going on in the world. Who doesn't need to relax and unwind and clear their head? So it just seemed like a good time to sort of look at that subject. So I like to keep things simple. So if I can make things have more than one purpose, or do 2 things at the same time, then I sort of go with that. That said, I'm not very good at multitasking, so maybe I am really. So link it to something else. So I like a shower meditation, because if you've got time to have a shower, which I hope we all have, or a bath, but if you've got time for a quick shower, then you've got time to meditate. And the reason that is my favourite way to do it is because it's private. You're not going to get disturbed, and it's quiet because you can't hear anything else. You can't, if you're in the bath, you tend to people take book sometimes, don't they? Or your phone or your tablet, or kids still come in. But with a shower, obviously the noise of the running water blocks out any other sounds, gives you a focus. If you've got kids, make doubly sure you put the fan on and you can't hear them. It blocks the outside world out.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
And I thought this is where the noise.
Yeah, when you're in the shower, you can literally just close yourself off from everything else. You can put the curtain around you or whatever, and you can literally you can say, oh, don't come in. You'll get the shower on you. You get all wet, get it all over the bathroom. You've got an excuse to just say no. I'm shutting myself away. Yeah,
because you can't hear anyway. It's not even deliberate, is it? If you're in the shower, you know, and you've said to everyone, I'm going for a shower, then you're out of reach, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's a way you can disconnect in your own home if you live in a busy household. And you don't even have to lock the door, do you? But I've done it myself before. I've gone, I can't hear you because the shower's going.
Yeah,
The fan's on. I mean, you tell kids enough times that you can't hear them anyway. They get the message in the end, don't they? Bless them. But yeah, I like it for that reason. But also the shower, the noise of the water gives you a focus. So
yeah,
you can,
it's like
you can
a white noise type thing, isn't it? Which is meditative in itself.
Exactly.
I've
Yeah.
never actually tried that. I have to say, I've never actually tried that. I'm going to jump in a little bit and say that. Go on. You've gone delayed again.
Do tomorrow.
Right.
Rock's
frozen. God.
I'm here.
Oh no, sorry. Go on. What were you saying there? Silly internet.
Well, I bet you do tomorrow. Did you say you've not tried it before?
No, not in the shower, but I will do. Yeah, because you always feel like you've got to have this, like, I'm gonna put my incense on, I'm gonna put my candles on, everything's gonna be silent, and it just doesn't ever really work out that way, does it?
That's it. Yeah, and if you're waiting for the perfect time to meditate, that time might never come around. You've got to sometimes in a busy life, you've just got to take the opportunities as they come up, whatever they may be.
Yeah.
So I've had a bit of a problem with meditating.
Use it, and obviously if it's something you start to do, go on, Ali. Sorry.
No, it's all right. You carry on. Say what you're going to say, and I'll carry on.
No, that's you also, if you link it to something else, if you wanted to make it part of a daily routine and you link it to showering, then it's going to soon become a habit. If it's something that you do in the shower every time, and it's something that you want to practice regularly, it's a good way to sort of get the neural pathways going to make that a habit that you then sort of do automatically. The more you do something, the easier it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Because I was going to a regular, as you know, this is another weird synchro with me and Rocked. How I met Acorn Healing Centre and Ricky was through, he put a message on Rox's wall saying hi or something. Really, there was not a lot going, and Rock said to me, oh, there's somebody right near you, I think, that you could do meditation with. And he was running a healing centre, and that was one of our synchros, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But he was literally 5 minutes down the road, so I started going every Wednesday night for a meditation, and I could go really deep there because I was leaving the kids behind with my ex, the meditation, and I could really switch off to that. But obviously when I came home, I was in trouble because I'd been at a man's healing centre. You know, it was always a big deal. So it used to, like, it was giving me a little bit of, oh, like, I'm completely relaxed, I can completely meditate in my own space. Then coming back to a really difficult scenario. So what I'm going to say is it's almost put me off meditation. It's like a trigger for me now. It's a trigger feeling. So when I try to meditate, it's almost like afterwards. It's really weird. But obviously, as time goes on with these podcasts, we're going to be able to elaborate on that. But yeah, I've just stopped doing it altogether, stopped meditating altogether, whereas I was so much better in myself and I was doing it every week. So yeah, it needs to become a habit again. But that Wednesday night was like my favorite night of the week.
It must have been really to keep doing it if you sort of had to pay for it and were made to suffer after.
Yeah, that's it. And it's just put me off. So obviously I've lost, like, over the last probably year and a half, I've lost a lot of what I was doing spiritually before. So onwards and upwards, learning it all back again. But like, I have a shower every morning, so that is a good bit of advice. Try and meditate in the shower.
Yeah, even if you're just focusing on listening to the sound of the water, Ali, just trying to bring your attention down to that. It's clearing your mind of, you know, I bet when you're showering, you're normally thinking you've got stuff going on in your head. But if you can just bring your focus on to just listening to the sound of the water, then that's the start, isn't it? Even if it's only for a minute, then it's a start.
Yeah, and then you can always work on increasing it. Don't call it meditation. If that's the sort of link you've got, call it relaxation.
Yeah.
or don't give
cleansing your mind, give your mind a
completely
cleanse, or
disassociate back to it's a meditation.
Yeah.
That's another good point with the shower. And the same with a bath, really. You're cleansing physically, so it seems like a good time to cleanse energetically too. So you can link them that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's lots of other ways you could do it too. You could use your sort of commute to work or a dog walk. So you could be, say if you walk to work every day, you could pop your earphones in, or just bring yourself to the now, to the present moment. If you're on a train, again, most people these days have got earphones in, so everyone knows what you're listening to, or that you've got, while you've got your eyes closed. Well, you don't have to close your eyes. So you can do a walking meditation. You can link it to a sort of mundane task like emptying the dishwasher. So as you unload your dishwasher, you could sort of clear your mind of any negativity, sort of unload them at the same time and clear your mind then, because we tend to zone out then anyway. Could be a simple thing like cleaning your teeth, 2 minutes or 5 minutes teeth cleaning, just focus on not thinking, which is what meditation
being present,
is, really, isn't
it's
it?
just being in the present moment, isn't it? Yeah, I find cooking as well can be quite meditative, especially if you're stirring a pot of something.
Yeah,
that's a really good way to get yourself, and you can put your energy into the like, this kitchen witchery, isn't it? Putting your energy into the food and stirring it a certain way. You've got one way for putting positive energy into your food, or the other way. I can't remember, it's Widdershins, isn't it?
An aim for clockwise and anti-clockwise, isn't it?
It's Widdershins and something else. But if you stir it Widdershins, then you're putting positive energy into your food. So that's I find that quite meditative as well. And also the other one that I
do that with my coffee.
Oh right, okay, yeah. When you were doing your live the other day, Rox, I jumped in and joined you, or tried to join you, and then I thought better of it. But the thing that I was going to say is, I find if I'm waiting in a queue as well, like in the post office, or there's been times that I've gone to hospital with my eldest daughter who's, she's not been very well. So there's been quite a lot of appointments and stuff that we've just been sat waiting. And with my mum, and I'll meditate in those times, save just clock watching. I'll just take myself away, do a bit of breath work and do some meditation then. In those times where otherwise you're just clock watching, waiting for the time to pass.
Yeah, and you get more and more agitated too, don't you? Thinking, oh, hurry up, I've been in this queue ages.
That's it.
You can turn that into a positive.
That's it, yeah.
Rox's internet keeps freezing.
Are you there, Rox?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, another good one is when you're driving, every time you stop at a red light, just be present, take a couple of deep breaths and take in the world around you. Obviously, never ever meditate while driving, because that's very dangerous. Mind, soak up what's going on around you. It'll probably make for a much better journey. You won't be getting frustrated about traffic or how long the light's been red, or I think you'll find things more smoothly if you give up. Is Kerry frozen? No? Yeah. Sorry, I'll carry on. Oh, were you frozen then, Kerry?
I don't know.
No. Keep moving. I
think we're all freezing at different times, aren't we? I wonder what the video is going to look like at the end.
You might be able to hack it about a bit. If not, it was a good trial, if nothing else.
Yeah.
I think the other one that was a good one was focus on a candle. If you're somebody that likes has time you light candles, sit with it for 5 minutes just sit and watch the flame and let it sort of hypnotize you, which is that's a good one. And the sense with it too, you get the sense, and then that could trigger I need to relax moment. They are fun, aren't they? They're really relaxing, and you can sort of, did we do that before?
Do you remember when I worked with the violet flame? Am I still here? It's so dodgy, this internet connection.
Yeah.
When I was working with the violet flame, and I could make the flame on the candle turn violet, and then it would go all around the room, and it was really strange. Remember that? Well, that was some years ago.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
But weirdly,
I've had to try that one. To link it again, you can link the lighting of the candle.
It connected to Reiki, the violet flame.
You sound like you're underwater.
Oh God.
It sounds all right to me. Carry on, Ali.
Well, I was just saying about the fact that when I learned Reiki, that the violet flame was part of Reiki, and I didn't actually know that when we were all working with it together. You remember when we were all sort of using the violet flame and blending the violet flame and all the rest of it? And then going on to learn Reiki, I didn't realise that it was actually part of that. So you can be attuned to the violet flame as well.
Oh, right. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that you could do attunements. I've used the violet flame for like energy clearing quite a lot since we started working with it. And one of the unconventional ways, I suppose, that I've used the violet flame, I've done weather. I've controlled the weather. It's a really out there thing to say, but I know I've done it. I have cleared clouds away. I've cleared rain away.
I love it.
Using the violet flame.
Yeah.
My friend got married a few years ago, and at the wedding it was threatening rain all day long, and I was just sending out the violet flame all day long, and I'm convinced that had I not been doing that, it would have pelted it down with rain, because it was so overcast and black. So yeah, it's a really powerful tool, that actually.
It might have done.
Yeah. So just that on its own.
That on the beach that day, didn't we?
We did it on the beach, and you knew that I'd done it. That's the amazing thing. I invoked the violet flame, and I was standing behind you, and I remember you turning around to me, and you went, "Did you just invoke the violet flame?" And I was like, "Yeah." So there's just been so many things that have happened between the three of us with the violet flame.
I just knew.
There's no doubt that is a really powerful spiritual tool to use, and it just transmutes all the energy, doesn't it? So bringing that into a quick meditation and just invoking the violet flame, if you're feeling a little bit low as well, it can transmute those negative energies and just help you raise your vibration a little bit. And it's a really quick visualization as well. So that's a brilliant one, Ali. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's a good one to remember, Ali.
Definitely.
I know.
I
was just thinking of us, calling ourselves Soaking Up the Synchros. That is a huge thing that's brought us all together, is the amount of synchros that we have had. I mean, it's just been ridiculous, hasn't it? Just seeing things like, for example, what pops into my head, koi carp, remember seeing them everywhere. Your stepson's tattoo, just everywhere. And then we got sort of linked up with Confucius, and then with me and Kerry, it's often Michael Jackson links or Prince or Purple. It's just so much to talk about. It's not even of this world, is it, really, when you think about it?
Well, we can bring it all in the podcast in future. There's loads that we can talk about. Absolutely loads. Synchronicities was my subject, actually, that I wanted to talk about today. So should we move on to that?
Okay, go for it.
It links in.
Yeah.
Because today, I just in the development of this happening today, the podcast, there's just been so many synchros today, haven't there?
Mm-hmm.
With first of all, the card reading that I did, and it was telling me, leap of faith, love and accept yourself, new beginnings, and then certain archangels that came in to support us. But what was that quote? So Roxanne sent me a quick video message earlier on today, just to show me how Facebook Live looks when you've got more than one person on it, or more than two people talking, because this is something that we've been discussing. We might do some Facebook Lives in future and things like that. And so she was just showing me this Zoom meeting, or no, Facebook Live that she was watching, and there were 4 people on there, and she was just showing me. And while I had the very small snippet of the recording, a lady said, yeah, well, my biggest lesson was learning how to be comfortable with feeling uncomfortable. And that just, it was just a spark. I was like, yes, I needed to hear that. I just knew that saying, that phrase was something that I needed to hear. So that's a sort of synchronicity that we often get together, isn't it? Something happens and we just know that was meant for us. That was like a moment that was supposed to happen, because I needed to hear that. And then it developed even more in the conversation about about doing this podcast at all, because I suffer with social anxiety. Alison suffers with PTSD. So, you know, there's a bit of fear in putting ourselves out there and doing this podcast. But it's just that turned into an affirmation for us, didn't it, Rox? And what was the other one that you said, the other affirmation?
Done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect, yeah. So rather than waiting until my social anxiety's been conquered and I feel perfectly confident to go out there and, you know, make this podcast, being the slim, you know, feeling like I've lost enough weight and I've gained enough confidence, wait until that point to do it. That point might never come. I need to do it now, and I need to accept myself as I am now, with the anxiety, with all of the fear that I do feel, because it's part of me, I guess, and I'm learning to accept that as part of me. So it's you're right, Ali.
That's my social anxiety. My door's just knocking and I don't know why. So that's my social anxiety, and I'm sat in the lounge.
Oh,
who's this?
Someone's knocking on
my door.
Oh dear.
Yeah. It's just
knock. You keep on knocking, but you can't come in. Don't get me singing, Ali. Don't start me off singing.
So you know, go away.
That was a crazy one with the video.
It was great. That loved it, and it just hearing that.
Yeah,
I think,
because I didn't know what they were going to talk about.
Yeah. And it was just that one, like 10 seconds that I saw, I heard that, and it really did click something in me. And yeah, I think that's going to help me a lot, actually, in future. That affirmation, I am comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Because I think it's the only way, I think, and eventually it'll become comfortable, won't it?
Yeah. Once we're used to it, it's going into the unknown, isn't it? That creates that fear, I guess.
Always.
Yeah.
It's funny that we've just
chosen always the unknown.
So I've been avoiding it, hadn't I? The whole going on a podcast and, you know, whatever we're going to do, I've been avoiding it, and today I just finally contacted you. We're just all doing it. We're just doing it. So
yeah, feel the fear and do it anyway.
All in perfect divine timing.
That's it. Definitely divine timing, and going with the flow, just letting things happen as they're meant to happen as well, rather than trying to control everything and having a plan and knowing exactly what we're going to talk about throughout the podcast. We decided, no, let's just get rid of all of that. Let's just flow and see what happens. So yeah,
more authentic and organic too, isn't it?
Definitely.
It is.
Yeah,
because we haven't practiced this. We didn't know what we were going to do, really, did we? We just said, right, we're going to talk about our synchros, because the synchros are the thing that's really brought us all together, and it's been really strange. So
yeah, definitely,
talking about synchros is one of the big things that you just can't make it up, can you, when this stuff happens?
And it's insane. Some of the things that happen are just insane.
Yeah, compile a list, but I know that a lot of it is numbers for me at the moment. Angel numbers, number plate, phone numbers. Mostly I see them on, but it's just 111 right up to 999 every day when I walk outside. It's 4 or 5 number plates, which isn't normal for a number plate to have 3 consecutive numbers, and it's just getting ridiculous for me now. It's like I just laugh. Like, thank you, Beth.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to tell
Say
me.
hello.
So but you say that you're spiritually disconnected at the moment, Ali, but you're not. They're there. Your guides are there, and that's what that means. That's all that is. It's just your guides telling you, we are here. We're here for you. And you know, I think you see these numbers, and perhaps just say a prayer of thanks, and that could be all that you need to do in response to that. Just say thank you for letting me know you're there, you know, because you feel like you're spiritually disconnected, but you're not. That's what they're saying to you. You're not alone. You're never alone.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know it's like a message, but it's just like, what's the message?
That's all it is.
When
it's
you
just,
sort
we're
of
here. We're here. Yeah.
It's been a good year or so of like no connection whatsoever, and that's a long time, isn't it? Whereas before I was very spiritually connected, but due to the domestic abuse situation and all the rest of it, that's for another video, it just totally switched me off to all things spiritual. Not totally, but you know what I've been like. So it's trying to relearn how to get back into it and how to be yourself again. Really weird. So that's why I've been avoiding our podcasts and all the rest of it, because I just didn't really, I thought I've got nothing to give to this because I'm totally switched off. But I don't think it's true really deep down, but you know, it's get yourself out of that.
You've got the knowledge on an intellectual level. Sorry, you've got the knowledge on an intellectual level, Ali.
Yeah.
Oh, Rox is again.
Just because you're not in what you would call spiritual practices. Oh,
yeah.
Is Ali frozen or am I?
I think, well, you looked frozen, but I might have been frozen as well. Who knows? Powers that be to have this conversation.
Yeah, there's that. But yeah, you know your stuff. It's implementing it. But that, you know, we can all say that anyway.
Yeah.
Different times. Is Kerry here?
I'm here. Yeah.
So annoying with this internet, isn't it? You can't tell who's talking and who's not because it sort of freezes randomly.
Or we all pause and then we all think, oh, someone better talk, and we all go at once.
Did you know it's 222?
222. Oh yeah, it is, yeah. So is there a specific thing, Ali, that you wanted to talk about with this podcast?
Not specifically. I just think it's quite amazing how all of us met randomly on Facebook and we've sort of kept this connection. And people say that you shouldn't meet people online or on the internet, but I think energetically you can sort of tell sometimes when there's somebody that's on your wavelengths. And I think us girls really connected on a deeper level just through Facebook. Yeah. And I think that's quite magical, really, because we're still going like 6 years later, 7 years later, something like that. We're still all chatting, and
that's it.
We've got so much to learn from each other as well. We're all quite different, but yet the synchros is what sort of keeps us going and keeps us together, and just keeps mad. Get on a roll.
That's it. Yeah.
Like, in the future, I'd probably like to talk about our knowledge with the musicians like Prince and Michael Jackson and David Bowie and all that stuff that we had happening. That was very strange.
Yeah.
Like, people who out there, that might be for further in the future, but that was out there when we were having all those synchros with the musicians.
Oh yeah, and all the lyrics that we would listen to. And yeah. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Some intense times.
It was very intense. We've been through a lot, like as a group, haven't we? Individually, we've all been through an awful lot as well over the last 7 years since we met. But as a group, oh my God, we've gone through so much together, haven't we?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
Learned a lot.
I think we'll have
expanded
to
a
get
lot.
Caroline on here to talk about double think. Do you remember that day? Do you remember the double think day?
Yeah, me and Ali remember that day well.
Remind me a little bit.
Well,
Because
like
it's probably gonna...
It was flat Earth. It was me and Caroline
flat
having
Earth.
a flat Earth argument.
Yeah, flat Earth day.
And
we were
really
both
give a
me and
shit
Ali
what
like,
shape it is, mate. Oh, it was funny. It was funny, but we stayed friends.
That was a full day. That was from early in the morning to late at night, and then we just had to. We had to come to some sort of conclusion, didn't we? Because we were just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then double think, and it was. I think that was the first time that I really understood that you create your own reality. And that's where it clicked with me. You create your own reality. So in her reality, the earth was flat. In my reality, it wasn't. And it was just like, that was a major epiphany moment for me. Like, she's creating her reality. I'm creating mine. So yeah, it was amazing that day. I'll never forget that day. Love it.
I love the fact that's the thing with the group of us, with Emma and Caroline as well, the five of us. We do have these different opinions, but we can bring it all in. We can bring it all in together, and we can sort of work it out. That's the thing that I like about it. We're all quite different. We have our ways, but we can all still stay friends despite our differences. Like, you know what I'm like. I mentioned a bit about the rabbit hole. Yeah, you go down there, it's all darkness and bullshit, and it's caused problems for me in my life, but that's my path. That's, I have to look at those things. I think we're all different types of light workers in a way. We're all transmuting energy in a different sort of way. So some are really positive and they just want to give out the healing and the Reiki and the positive vibes. Some people are uncovering the darkness so that it can be transmuted into light. There's lots of different ways to look at it, but luckily for us girls, even though we've all had different ways of doing things, we've all stayed together as a group. Coven. The coven that we were in, we're still, there's part of us left. Say we're a coven anymore. We just are. We're just being. That it's been interesting to see all of our different ways of looking at things. So for Rocks, I'd say that Rocks was more about law of attraction, manifestation, all of those kinds of things. And Kerry is more into the spiritual journey with the angels and connecting to different deities. With me, I've been down the rabbit hole, uncovering all sorts of darkness for, I suppose, the greater good in the future, that we will all understand what's been going on and the fact that we can't have this anymore. The world cannot run like this anymore. So we've all come together as a group with all different realities, really, and yet managed to merge together,
work together,
bounce off each other.
Different. It's good.
So we've got so many
should we wrap it
things.
Up,
yeah, we'll wrap up now, but yeah, there's so much that we can bring into this podcast. I mean, the possibilities are endless, really, aren't there? So there's going to be something different every week, but we're not, like I said at the beginning, the formula is that there is no formula, and we're just going to join together and see, you know, what's on our minds at that particular time, and just go with the flows. Okay. All righty then. So should we wrap up there? I think that's been probably long enough for the first episode.
Love you lots.
Bye, ladies.
Okay, lovely. See you later. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.